And welcome back to the Investor Shed podcast. I'm Nick Beveridge, your host here with the most, Jeremy Kitchen.
The hostess with the most is Jeremy Kitchen and Nick Beveridge coming at you live on Facebook, X, and every other platform that we decided to click on before we accidentally went live today.
Yeah, which is none of the other platforms.
Yep, which is none of the other platforms. But Nick clicked a button rather than testing the mic. He's like, whoops, we're going live. So
It's
welcome,
okay.
everybody.
If you don't have time to listen to this right now, just be patient because sometime in December, this episode will come out on all the other mediums.
Yeah, I love it. Be patient, everybody.
Yeah, just be patient. Calm down. Speaking of patience.
I was going to say, speaking of calming down, but that's a good segue. What do you got?
All right. So today, you know how this is a real estate investing show, and a lot of times this year we have not been talking about that. This will be another one of those episodes.
I love it.
No, but this is how to prepare to invest in real estate, and we're talking specifically about. We got a great idea for this episode, by the way, from a fan of the show, and this is investing in yourself and investing in your mindset and your body in order to prepare you for all the relentless demands of being a real estate entrepreneur, which I gotta say, good topic. I think it's needed.
Yeah, absolutely.
I don't think this one is going to be, very clickbaity or anything like that.
You like your clickbait, so that's
I do like the clickbait.
You do like your clickbait.
Well, the last episode that dropped, I think it did pretty well, but that was the $1 million deal.
Yeah.
That was a clickbaity title, but it was worthy of that clickbaity title because we talked about a deal that was netting us $1 million. So, this will not be one of those exciting episodes, everybody. I'm sorry to hear.
Yeah. But we are going to make this like real estate investing a little bit because actually we're starting out the day with a check.
Whoa, that looks like a good habit.
This is a good check. So this is actually for a real estate deal that I've done and Nick's done at the same time.
Now, Jeremy, are you in the habit of collecting these residual checks of interest?
I would like to be in more habits of collecting residual checks.
Okay. Because, a lot of this is about habits. And right now you have a habit of collecting money.
I do have that sounds very weird. Like,
but you set this up.
My friend Jeremy who has a habit of collecting money. Like, I'm not that pretentious. So
calm down.
We made a deal and now I'm cashing the check for it.
That's right. You want to share about that?
Yeah, so we've talked about this before. This is the deal that I'm doing out of my 401k for Nick Estates, actually, to work on a couple flip properties. So
that interest came from one of my companies.
Yep, the interest came from your company, which is a write-off for you.
And I'm just a manager of that company.
You're a manager. I'm a manager of this.
I was making a decision on behalf of that company to go ahead and pay interest on that loan that I got from you to do a project.
This is not my check. This is the Ginger Snap Media Retirement Plan Trust check. I'm just the manager. I didn't do anything.
You're just the manager.
I didn't fucking do this.
You just got to sign and deposit on behalf of that company.
Right, exactly. And so that check for you, obviously, like I said, what we did with that is I floated $13,000 to Nick for like a loan to work on a couple of his flip projects and just to kind of keep him a little bit more liquid. Mm-hmm. We didn't really have like a plan with it because the plan that we originally had didn't quite pan out.
So I kept the money anyway.
Yeah, and I'm like, well, we already made
your request.
Yeah.
So I was buying a house, and the sellers did not show up to closing. But I already had all the funding in place. The lenders they sent their money. I signed on the deal. The sellers did not show up to the closing. So we had this funding sitting there by you and another investor for the house. I ended up, after a couple more weeks of the seller delaying us and pushing us off, for the main house, I told the lender, hey, why don't you go ahead and take your money back and I'll pay you interest. Typically you don't pay interest on a house that you don't close on.
Right.
But I felt, I wanted to keep in a good relationship with this lender because they already sent their funds and it was sitting there out of their accounts for a couple of weeks and just never got used. So I think I lost $1,100 or so, but I'm actually still under contract on that house. It's just sitting in escrow and with extensions until the seller actually never had a house to move into.
Yeah.
And that's why they weren't showing up to closing.
Yeah.
Communication's been horrible.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I'm not talking to those people directly. There's people in between.
Sure.
But whatever, we've moved on.
Yeah. communication's horrible with an investment deal. That's like pretty typical, by the way.
Pretty typical.
Like, a lot of these problems, or a lot of these properties are like problem properties, and the people don't know how to actually do this stuff.
Yeah.
And their pain point needs to either be high enough, or they just need to get lazy enough to either do or not do the deal.
Yeah, and communication is like 90% of what we do as a real estate entrepreneur.
Yeah.
But how do you prepare yourself for this kind of communication is what we're going to talk about.
Yeah.
Actually spending money, actually spending time and effort into pouring into yourself so that you will have the energy and the wherewithal and be able to make the right decisions quickly.
Yeah.
In this wild real estate business.
It's like the Wild West out there.
Yeah. So the first thing I'm going to recommend is that you make yourself a schedule of what you're doing 7 days a week. You start implementing something if you're not already, like Google Calendar. I love.
Oh man,
love Google Calendar.
I would be so lost without my calendar.
Like
without something to keep me accountable for my appointments, I would just be like the most sporadic person you've ever talked to.
Right. Same. And I went so long in, starting a real estate business, not using some sort of a calendar and kind of winging it every day and trying to schedule stuff throughout the day as life happened, instead of setting a calendar and making my life revolve around the calendar, which makes things, in my opinion, so much easier to deal with life.
I think it's especially easy. Makes it easier being an entrepreneur. Like if you have a normal 9-to-5 job, like you just go to your job and then you come home from your job basically.
And that's actually why so many people are successful at being an employee, because they know what their schedule is. They don't really have much say in what their schedule is, and they have to show up or they get fired. But one of the best things you can do as an entrepreneur is skip the whole mindset of, most people get into like real estate or something because they want the freedom of their schedule to do whatever they want.
Yeah.
And that will most of the time inhibit them to get what they want, because they're all of a sudden not a slave to a schedule. You don't have to look at yourself as a slave to a schedule, but just something that will guide you throughout the week where you don't have to put much thought into it. Like, for instance, right now, Jeremy and I didn't have to have a previous discussion or agree to meet here today.
Right.
In fact, we did that one time years ago.
Yeah, I think we've been recording every Monday and Friday for a couple years now, it feels like.
Yeah, so we were at Denny's and we decided how can we be more consistent about, because I was doing the podcast on my own and you were helping me edit it.
Yep.
And then I took almost a year off because I was not in control of my schedule.
Yeah.
And I just and I didn't have it on repeat. And that was purely why in, 2021, I think, is when we took almost a whole year off of the podcast.
Yeah.
Because I didn't have it in my calendar on repeat.
Right.
So that was one of the first things we did in 2022 was, hey, why don't we have the goal? We can't always make it to a podcast. Something sometimes comes up or on vacation or whatever.
Jeremy usually cancels.
We want to pump out. The goal is to pump out one episode per week, one quality episode per week, and be consistent and never, ever miss a week.
Yeah.
So what did we have to do for that? Well, we got to record 2 a week.
Right.
And they might as well just be on the calendar.
Right.
And hit the little repeat button so that we know, when we set it up. And we haven't moved it really much. I think we moved it back.
Yeah, it was originally 9:15 in the morning on Mondays and Fridays, and we were like, we need to take advantage of as much Monday and Friday as we absolutely can, because those are probably the 2 worst days to do a podcast on.
Well, but it turns out it works.
Yeah, no,
because we make it work. But we put it in the calendar. Now we start recording at 8:45 Monday mornings and Friday mornings at 8:45. And sometimes when life does get in the way, we can cancel one of these. But by recording 2 of them per week, it only takes a few weeks to all of a sudden have a plethora of surplus of episodes. So we did it in a way where, hey, if we needed to take a whole summer off. I remember the first year that we started. Yeah. I think we started in a late fall or something of 22 or something like that.
Yeah, somewhere around there.
And then we just recorded all the way till spring, 2 episodes a week, and then we had 4 months worth of episodes that we can take off, and we took the whole summer off, I think, and we still had an episode going out every week.
Yep.
But it was the fact that we started with the calendar.
Yeah.
That otherwise this would have never been possible.
Do you ever work with like real estate investors or real estate agents who just like clearly don't use a calendar?
Yeah, sometimes it's insane.
Yeah. Isn't it like weird that people like function that way still?
Well, they don't get much done, in
Right.
my experience. You may think somebody that's not a slave to their calendar that can just get out there and work will get a lot more done, but it's not true.
Yeah.
I think consistency really matters.
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
the podcast is just one example of something that's just on our calendar
Mhm.
that we just know we have to show up to. We don't have to think about it much.
Yeah.
The only time we have to think about it is if for some reason we have to cancel.
Mhm.
But it has enabled us to be consistent about pumping out an episode, 52 of them a year.
Yeah.
And we've never missed a week, even though sometimes we've missed weeks that you don't see.
Right.
But because we intentionally put it on the calendar one time on repeat,
Yeah.
Mondays and Fridays, we knew what we were doing that morning.
Yeah.
It didn't take long until we got in the habit of like, no, this is just what we do.
Yeah.
And you can do that with more things.
Mhm. Yeah, it doesn't have to be just one thing.
And what's really helped me, you can maybe you can tell me what you do, but like when it comes to working out and
Mhm.
trying to be consistent, that's a lot of people struggle with that.
Yeah.
And a lot of people do know that when they do work out consistently, they have more energy throughout the day.
Yeah.
So I've evolved this a little bit, but I like to actually work out 7 days a week.
Yeah.
And to do that, I have to go to bed at like almost the same time every night because
Right.
I have to wake up at least by 5 a.m. every morning.
What time do you normally go to bed?
Normally around 9:30 to 10.
When do you
Somewhere
play
in there.
No Man's Sky then?
Actually, I haven't for a while. I did for, we talked about that. I think we talked about it more than I've actually played that game.
Yeah. I'm just
unfortunately. Yeah, so I don't have as much time in my schedule unless I put it in my calendar. I probably have more time for
Right.
video games.
Yeah.
But I go to I work out in some fashion at 6 a.m. every morning.
Yeah. It's awesome.
And it's not hard anymore because it's just in my calendar. I know what to do. I
Right.
do mix it up. I'm not doing the same thing, so it doesn't get too mundane
Right.
every morning. Like, so Mondays is leg day. And I have an accountability partner. I found that actually really helps if I'm going to the gym to have an accountability partner.
Yeah.
And actually a lot of my workouts, I'm working out with other people.
I used to be a pretty good accountability partner there, but I dropped the ball pretty good. And
Well, you can always get back in the habit.
You can. Yeah.
Yeah, it's all about habits. So Monday morning's leg day. Tuesday morning is a back day, and that's just, do all the back exercises, working out. Wednesday is a VR day, and that's a fun day for me. That's where I get to play video games on a headset, but I get sweaty, work out. I do a cold plunge afterwards.
Nice.
Thursday mornings we do biking. So I'm in a group with 2 other people, and we bike down to Sanders Beach and back. It usually takes an hour.
Cool.
And now we have lights and stuff, and it's a whole thing.
Yeah.
Because it's darker in the morning now.
Right.
Fridays is another VR day.
Cool.
So that's another fun day. Saturdays, that's a push day. That's like chest and arms. So I go back to the gym. So I'm at the gym 3 days a week on those particular days, 6 a.m. And then Sundays is where we're doing a long distance run.
Yeah.
We've been working back at trying to get to, half marathon.
Sure.
So we did that a lot at the beginning of the year, and we were training for Ironman.
Yeah.
So we did 7.5 miles yesterday, and we're trying to get back to that half marathon.
Yeah.
And that's going to be our biggest workout day, where it's going to take 2.5 hours or so.
Sure.
But most workouts take an hour. And if for any reason, if I'm on vacation or something like that, I'll go ahead and miss those days. But
sure,
anytime I'm home and in regular, in a regular mode, I'm just by default, it's in my calendar, it's on repeat, and I know what I'm doing that morning. I don't have to think about it.
Yeah.
But I have noticed that has really helped by not having to decide how I'm going to work out today.
Yeah.
Or I don't have to take up any new habits.
Yeah.
Or like hire a personal trainer or anything like that to try to get motivated, because I just know that this is finally something that's really worked for me. And I've been all over the place with different types of workouts over the last couple of decades.
Right.
Of what works, what doesn't. This works for me.
Good. Yeah.
6 a.m. to 9 a.m. or 6 a.m. to 7 a.m.
Sure.
is when I'm typically working out and doing one of those things.
Yeah.
What do you do?
This is not the greatest answer, but I've fallen off like the workout wagon.
What did you used to do that worked?
Gym every 2 to 3 days. I went with you all the time. I got that weird head injury back in the beginning of like February.
Oh, yeah.
And that like really like threw my schedule for a loop. Like I was bleeding out of my head.
Yeah, like a Q-tip you took in the year a little too far.
Yeah, a little too far.
Tripped and fell on or something like that.
I wish I could tell you exactly what happened. I either hit something on my arm or like I had like a nervous like
a jolt
in my body. Either way, I jammed a Q-tip pretty far in my head. I thought I was dying. Like,
yeah,
I was like bleeding out my head.
You had to go to
ground.
the urgent care, right?
I didn't go to urgent care. I went and saw my doctor, and he's just like, "Yeah, it's really gnarly. I can't help you."
That's not what you want to hear from a doctor.
He's like, "What?
This is gnarly. I can't help you."
He's like, "What do you want me to do? Put a Band-Aid on it? Like, I can't do anything for you."
What do you recommend you do?
Just take it easy. He's like,
take it easy.
Yeah,
okay.
And then like I had complications with that for like a month or two afterwards. Just continuing like weird like bleeding sessions that would just like happen.
Yeah. Oh gosh.
Yeah. Anyway, so like that, like I was like, okay, like what I need to not do is like not get my blood elevated.
Yeah.
Because when my blood's pumping like that, I'm probably more prone to injury.
Gotcha.
With that happening though, obviously I've got an almost 2-year-old. I don't want to make these excuses. I'm just telling you how my life has been, of course.
And that I could totally relate because I've had 2-year-olds twice.
Yeah. They do demand a lot of your attention.
When they're at that age, it is really hard to be consistent working out at a certain time in the morning because you're usually on their schedule, not yours.
Right. We're doing a lot better now because now like Quinn will like she kind of plays and does her own thing, or she'll like lift her little 1-pound weights with us. She's getting better.
That's cool.
But with Ginger Snap being as chaotic as it was this year, I didn't have like a set routine. Most of the times I just keep some 15s and 25s by my desk.
Yeah.
And like while I'm importing photos, I'll just go into the other room real quick and do some shoulders and I'll do some abs and I'll do some plank. Just to kind of move my body a little bit. But it hasn't been anything like a consistent workout. It's just been little bits here and there.
Nice.
Yeah. Which I mean, like I still try, of course. And then for VR, I still do I have a drum game, same like you. But I have a game where you're just drumming and beating things.
Fun.
You get really
like
sweaty.
Beat Saber?
Yeah.
Kind of?
It's like Beat Saber, but instead, it's more like Guitar Hero.
Oh, okay.
But with the drums, you know what I mean?
Guitar Hero is fun.
Yeah, Guitar Hero is fun.
I miss that game.
But you got your drums and you get real sweaty by the end of it.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty nice. So I do that every now and then too.
Nice.
Yeah, but like as far as
and then you used to do the basketball group.
Yep.
Yeah, so like was it Tuesday nights?
Yeah, that fizzled out, so that doesn't actually happen.
That did fizzle out. If anybody out there wants to play basketball, hit us up.
Well, yeah, Matt Bruner's doing a basketball thing in Spokane now, by the way.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Spokane's a long drive.
It is. I told him, I'm like, if you need somebody to set screens and like play really aggressive defense, I'm your guy. If you need somebody to shoot the ball, I am not your guy.
Yeah. Our shooting's gone downhill.
Not good at shooting, good at doing pretty much everything else.
We could set up screens like crazy.
Yeah. You and I are pretty good. We're like the Bash Bros for Mighty Ducks. You and I are just like, setting screens all the time.
Look how he's got a screen. Yeah.
Like I just assumed when we played basketball together that you were right there going to be screening next to me. So you made people freak out. It was good.
Yeah.
But I've been definitely lacking inconsistency. Definitely trying to get back into it though, and just trying to get little movements in my body to kind of keep myself motivated and going.
Well, I have this belief that all it takes is just talking about it.
Yeah.
Agreeing to do something with somebody and then putting it in your calendar.
Yeah. No, and I agree with you.
And then putting that calendar on repeat mode.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because you can, if for those that don't know, a lot of calendars you can hit like repeat weekly.
Yeah.
Which is a good feature.
It is.
You don't have to think about it much. You just like and I usually pull up my calendar every morning when I'm out of the shower and I'm just about to put my clothes on, just to double check. Oh, do I have any appointments with anybody new today? Should I dress slightly nicer than a bum?
Right.
But that's usually when I check your calendar. So you got to have a habit of somehow checking your calendar too. That way you actually follow it.
Yeah. I check my calendar at least a couple days before, just so I can kind of have a grasp of what I'm supposed to be doing in the next couple days.
Yeah. And then any appointments you have with anybody, make sure you put them in there.
Yeah.
And then another great tip that I learned a long time ago, not from somebody way smarter than me, was to put your vacation times in your calendar at the beginning of the year with your family, even if you haven't booked any trips yet.
Right.
But just so you have something to look forward to and you block off some time to do the important stuff with your family.
Sure.
But it's really intentional to do that. And then you can always actually book a trip later.
Yeah.
But don't forget to block off, a couple of weeks here and there.
Yeah.
For stuff like that. Otherwise, the summer will get away from you, and then you won't take any trips. You'll be like, well, that was another year wasted of just working.
I can feel that. I feel that.
Yeah. So, yeah, that's, I think the calendar is probably the biggest tool anybody has when it comes to getting control over their time and their life. And then don't see it as like something where, you're a slave to the calendar.
Right.
Otherwise you'll be a slave to circumstance.
Yeah.
If you don't follow one, in my experience.
Right.
Other people may see that differently, but I don't.
And what I like about it too is it allows you to have the flexibility to say no to things too.
Sure.
Right. Because
I have something already booked.
Oh, I've already got this booked. Right. And even if like somebody, like I've been trying not to be like, oh, I can fit this in here. Right. Because a lot of times people are like, oh, I need photo shoots here. I'm like, well, I unfortunately can't, like with the drive time and where I'm at and how long this will take. I don't have enough time to actually physically take care of you in the right way. So what we can do is the next day. Right.
Hey, quick commercial break here. Thank you so much for listening to this podcast. I really do appreciate it. If you want to give back, let me help you buy a house, or I can help you sell a house. It's the only way I make money when I'm not investing in real estate. I don't make money on this podcast or the events I do, but I do make money only when I help people buy and sell houses. So if you're looking for your next investment and you're here in North Idaho, I want to help you personally. If you are not in North Idaho, I can still help you out. I have a vast network of referral partners all across the country, and I can find the right real estate investor savvy agent for you so you don't have to. It doesn't cost you a thing. Thank you for your support. Back to the show.
Yeah. And just being honest with people, like I don't have the capacity to fully give you what you need with this meeting. So I would not be able to handle it that day.
Right.
Yeah.
So if you're out there, if you're a newer real estate entrepreneur, or you want to do it in your spare time, please make sure that you're scheduling time with yourself, but you also got to schedule this work too.
Work's got to happen.
If you don't know what to do, you got to still block off an hour or so a day sometime to focus on building that business.
Yep.
So, I mean, an ideal time, depending on if you already have another job or not, but let's say that you do have an office that you can go to. Let's say you got a job at a real estate office or something like that, and you're an agent, but you also want to do investments. You should have on your calendar, from 10 a.m. to 11 a.m., I'm just looking at investment opportunities.
Yeah.
And for the last, 15 minutes of that, I actually want to submit an offer, a low ball on something. And if you just make that habit, it's in your calendar, it's something that you do every day and you start getting comfortable with it.
Yeah.
Eventually you won't have to think anymore about making offers.
Right.
It's just a routine. Okay. I'm looking at the MLS.
Yeah.
I'm analyzing a few deals. I looked at I'm on some wholesalers lists. I'm looking at their stuff. And I'm going to make a quick offer before the end of this hour.
Right.
And just see what happens. And if nothing happens, great. I'll try it again tomorrow.
Yeah.
So make sure you're scheduling those habits that you should have to be able to get the results you want.
I love that. And Alex Hormozy takes that like a step further. And then I think Grant Cardone takes it like 10 steps further. But like Alex Hormozy, he talks about like when you're scheduling things like this, put a timer right above your computer, right? So like if you're going to work for an hour, set a timer for an hour. If you look away from that computer for more than 30 seconds, you pause that fucking timer.
Yeah.
Right? Otherwise, you're not actually doing the work because you can set that timer on and they're like, oh, I'm going to go make some lunch. And then, 40 minutes later, like, oh, it looks like I'm almost done making calls. Yep. No, you didn't make calls for an hour. You make calls for 20 minutes.
Sure.
So yeah, and that's just another way, like that's more of like discipline and like forcing yourself to get into these habits and really making sure that you utilize that time that you blocked off.
Yeah. And better yet, sometimes you can I've had success doing the reverse of that. Instead of like a timer that counts down, I have a timer that counts up.
Sure. That works too.
And I have sometimes I get in the habit of everything that's in my head that I know I should or need to do. I make a list for that day. So if you ever come to my office and you see, I should have a sheet of paper on my desk somewhere with today's date on it at the top. And then just a list of random stuff. And it could be simple stuff like open mail,
right?
Go through emails.
Yeah.
Make a call to the Idaho State, blah, 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 blah. Do all these random things that I know I've got to do
right.
and got to get done. And I shouldn't just, things that I can maybe put off for months at a time, but they're going to stick in my head.
They do stack up very hard in your head.
So I'm trying to constantly free up real estate in my head by putting everything on this sheet of paper that I need to do. And you know what? If I don't get it done at the end of the day, it just goes on the sheet of paper for the next
goes at
day.
the top of the list for the next day.
Right. But sometimes what I love to do that actually works is I'll start a timer on my watch and I'll give myself a half hour or something like that. Or just see how quickly can I knock all this stuff down, or like, I remember once
gamify it.
Yeah. I remember one time I came in here and I had a mountain of things to do. I had like 57 emails to go through. I had like 17 text messages. I had a week's worth of work that I was kind of slacking on.
Yeah.
And I had all these calls I had to make. It was gnarly. A full page of things I had to do. And I remember it was consuming me for like a week or two.
It feels like it eats me alive.
Of like, I got all these things I got to do, and I keep pounding up. And I just sat down, I set my timer, and I just went to town as fast as I could. No quick little breaks, no bathroom breaks, no peeing, nothing. And I remember specifically it was like 17 minutes. It took me like 17 minutes to clear out everything.
But like the mental blockage that had.
I felt so good.
Yeah.
And sometimes these things can take hardly any time at all.
Right.
To all these things that are just weighing on you that you need to do, should do.
In your mind, like this little 10-second task, and I agree with you completely.
Yeah.
Like this 10-second task, it carries like, I put a weight to pounds to it. Do you know what I mean? So like that's like a 10-pound weight.
Right.
But you have a whole bunch of 10-pound weights like weighing you down. Like, can I get up? If I put a 10-pound weight on my chest, I can get up.
Yeah.
If I put 200 10-pound weights on me, I'm gonna have a hard time getting up.
Right.
And that's exactly how I envisioned that. Like when I'm doing these things, I'm like, I need to clear the weight.
Yeah.
I tell Sam, I'm like, it's clearing the cache. Like when dishes stack up or when we have unopened mail or whatever it is, I'm like, I need to tackle this.
Yeah. And guess what happens when you tackle a big list like that? It creates a new list of things to do because there's always next steps to almost everything.
Yep. I always have like a pen and paper near me.
So don't expect your problems to just go away.
Right.
Just expect new challenges every day, new problems, and anticipate that. And that's why you have to show up.
Yeah.
You got to show up to work. You got to have this time block to get your stuff done. You should have a get shit done time in your calendar too, an hour or so to just get whatever's done that's in your head, that's on your sheet of paper.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter what it is, but the more you time block this stuff and you can commit to getting something done and you make a promise to yourself to get this done, you wouldn't believe what this does to your confidence levels, because every time you disappoint yourself, this is going to go a little deep, but it is true. They've done studies on this. I don't remember what podcasts and stuff I listened to, but it made tons and tons and tons of sense.
Sure.
Think of somebody in your life that you don't like.
Got him.
Yeah. No, seriously. Think of somebody in your life that you don't like, that you don't respect. What that person think? Do they ever make promises that they don't necessarily fulfill on?
Sure.
Now think about yourself. How often do you tell yourself that you're going to do things and then you don't do it?
Pretty often.
That's how you erode self-confidence in yourself.
Yeah.
Now you can get that back by doing things and making promises to yourself and sticking to a calendar.
Yep.
And like, if I say I'm going to do something, I do it.
Right.
It can take a little bit of time, but that's how you build confidence. And then that confidence will come out.
Yeah. It radiates.
And people see it in you, and you can get more business done because more people want to work with you because you just, confidence is something that radiates, like you said.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's not something that people have to be convinced of necessarily, unless you are the person that doesn't do what you say you're going to do.
Right.
So you got to make it a priority to get stuff done.
Yeah.
As simple as that is. And the more you can compound and get stuff done on a regular basis, the more confidence you're going to have in yourself and the more confidence other people are going to have in you to be that guy that can just get shit done.
Absolutely.
If you're not that person, you're going to get less and less business. The business that you're going to get from people is people that don't really know you very well. And you have to constantly go out and market yourself and constantly meet new people instead of the repeats.
Right.
if that makes sense.
Absolutely. I do like what you said, Nick, about, like when you check off a thing on your list, like you're not checking off the completed project. It usually leads to like a 1A, 1B, 1C, 1D,
Yeah,
right?
there's the
And
next step.
it's very important to like write this stuff down and at least get it out of your head.
Yeah.
Because I think like when I have these problems, ADHD people and specifically like, and we've talked about this before, like I'll go to do the laundry. I'm like, I'm going to start laundry.
Mm-hmm.
On my way to the laundry room, I'm like, oh, I see a dish here. I'm going to go do that, right?
Yep.
So then I do that dish. And then over here, I'm like, okay, it looks like we need dishwashing liquid so I can wash the dish. So I go to the store.
Uh-huh. Yep.
You know what I mean? Like my original task gets deviated from quite often.
Then at the store, you see all these chips that you didn't know that were going to be on sale.
I didn't
now
know
they're on sale.
Maui Dunning chips were going to be on sale. And then anyway, like it's important to write down what you actually need. And I keep a pen and paper with me, or at least my phone with me all the time. I've got reminders and to-do lists in my phone galore.
Yeah.
Like, because things will just pop up. Then I'm like, oh, this is a weird thing that I'm not actively thinking about, but it's in the back of my head.
Yeah.
That it just needs to get done.
And this is something, what we're talking about, these habits and these things that we do, we're never perfect, but it's always something that we're striving to be consistent with.
Yeah.
Because I have waves of times, weeks sometimes that can go by where I just don't get anything done.
Right.
And I'm not very proud of myself, and it does fester, and I get down on myself, and then that has an effect on everything else in my life, and everything else just starts to go into shit.
Right.
Until you can get back on that train whenever you want. Sometimes it takes a little kick in the ass, or like being at the, you have to have a breakdown to have a breakthrough sometimes, but
sure.
It is something that I would recommend that everybody strive for, is to try to be consistent.
Yeah.
And consistent with yourself, and make yourself promises, small promises.
Yeah.
This is what I'd recommend. Don't make yourself a big promise. Do not, if you're new at this and you suck already, don't say, I'm going to make $1 million this year.
Right.
Promising myself that
I'm
going to do it, because you're probably not. You're probably not going to make $1 million your first year if you suck already, and you can't make yourself. But tell yourself, I'm going to make 2 phone calls today.
Mm-hmm.
Is that going to be too hard? No, you're probably capable of more. But if you can tell yourself, I'm going to make 2 calls, that's what I want to get done. And if you actually do it, it's amazing.
Yeah.
The momentum you can start building upon that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Upon completing stuff.
You can slingshot. I think they call it habit stacking in Atomic Habits, right? Where you use the joy you get from completing a task in order to catapult you into your next task. And I do that a lot, all the time.
Yeah.
So I'm like, oh, wow, that felt really good. What else can I do? Like, how else can I knock it out? Like you said, like you gamify it.
Yeah.
How fast can I get this stuff done?
And enough completed task will get you your financial goals in the future.
Yeah.
That's how you get it. You don't get them just by manifesting and just by wishing.
Yeah, you don't do one thing and wait here. This is
doing
like, it's constantly working to better yourself. And like a calendar, like you said, is just one way we do that.
It's the first step in the action.
Right.
The action is put it in your calendar.
Yeah.
If you ever want to get anything done, you put it in your calendar first, and then that dream becomes a possibility with a deadline. I think Tony Robbins famously says that, and that was one of the first things. Yeah, when I was a very young guy, and I heard him say that, like, dreams are just goals with a deadline.
Yeah.
Or once they hit your calendar.
Right.
Like, whatever you are dreaming about, whatever you really want,
just go out.
Just put it in your calendar, and then figure out what the action steps it's going to take to get there, instead of just dreaming about it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, is there anything that you've been dreaming about lately that you don't know how to get there?
Good question. No, not at the moment.
Okay.
I mean, not that I can think of it, at least. I mean, I haven't written out my goals in a while, to be honest with you, either.
You want me to share mine?
Of course,
lately?
I would love that.
So I'm building the cabin.
Yes,
I know we've talked about that.
Mm-hmm.
I think I've spent $165,000 or so on it so far.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty much all the cash I made from flips this year. And I've run out of available funds.
Okay.
That are, and when I say available funds, I mean not attached to debt or anything like that. Just cash I had laying around. I didn't spend all my cash, but the cash that I had laying around that I could spend on enjoyment stuff. And I'm about halfway done with the cabin.
Okay.
And we're closing it up for the winter.
Mm-hmm.
It's harder to, the roads are getting muddier. It's hard to deliver stuff out there. So we're going to be done. We'll start again in the spring.
Yeah.
I know that I'm going to need at least another 120 grand to finish this thing.
Yeah, at least.
And it excites me to finish, just to have a place to go play Grand Theft Auto 6 when it comes out in May.
How's the Wi-Fi there?
I can. Well, there's no Wi-Fi yet.
Okay.
But it's a good cell reception. Good cell reception.
Yeah, you've got TTS. You can get TTS.
I can get. You can get Starlink anywhere.
Okay.
But I joke about the GTA 6.
Yeah.
I've always had a dream of like having some vacation property or a cabin somewhere. And that it's starting to become a reality.
Yeah.
But I can't just keep building. I've got to go make more money.
Right.
But now that I'm so far into it, I have a really good idea how much more money I need.
Sure.
And I can pump the brakes on it, and I can still have that as my goal. I want to finish it by the end of next year, 2026. So what is it going to take? How much money do I need to make per month or line up to be able to finish that on what schedule?
Yeah.
And that's what excites me. And I can take that, $120,000 goal of extra cash that I got to make, not just for living expenses and stuff, just extra cash to throw into that. So that's my next, thing that I'm excited about.
That's awesome.
And it's going to take, it's going to take a lot of cash that I don't have right now. So, but at least I can get excited about that, and I have something to look forward to. I'm putting it on the calendar,
right?
Because I know when the weather should be getting better to start on the siding now, and that kind of stuff.
So, I guess question for you: how do you plan on making this cash? Do you plan on doing this with real estate investments like fix and flips, or do you plan on funding this with like your real estate agent business?
Mostly fix and flips.
Okay.
I feel like my real estate agent business funds my life and my lifestyle and vacations, and pays the bills.
Yep.
The flip money is what I want to invest into. I know this cabin is not my retirement,
right?
But it might as well be. It's what
it's a piece of it.
Yeah.
It's in your your revocable living trust, right?
It is. Yes, it's in my trust. Yep. Good point. So I mean, I'm still creating value,
right?
And what really makes me want to finish it is I know how damaging it is to have an unfinished cabin project out there, because I've seen so many.
Sure,
I've seen so many people do this where they start a project on a property and they don't have all the cash, and then they just start moving furniture in before it's done, just because they kind of run out of cash, but still want to enjoy it.
Sure.
Still want it. So I don't want to get down that trap. And I don't want to start moving furniture in until it's complete.
Yeah. I don't blame you one bit.
And I know that's just going to take another, $120,000.
Yeah.
So that means I got to do, I think, 2 to 3 really profitable flips.
Sure.
And that's my plan of attack. So there's a flip opportunity at 11 I can go look at, that Easy Home Buyer put out.
Nice.
But I'm saying I've said no to probably 7 or 8 of the last opportunities I've looked at, just because it doesn't really fit my criteria. My criteria is getting narrower and narrower,
as it should. As you've done this so many times, you learn what works and what doesn't work, and what kind of projects you want to actually take on. And good to you for actually listening to your subconscious say, like, this is not where I want to be right now.
Yeah. There was I looked at one on Friday. In Rathdrum, another Easy Home Buyer flip. I don't know if you saw that one.
I didn't actually.
But it looked like the numbers could be doable, but the foundation and the floor plan were just not ideal.
Yeah.
I know they're fixable, but it's just going to take forever, become risky. Nah, I'm out of there. I was out of there within 5-10 minutes.
Did they ever call you on that Dakota flip or that Dakota flip a couple weeks ago?
No.
Nobody called you? Okay.
No, I appreciate that, but nobody called.
Okay.
Yeah. What was the deal with that one again?
Investor came to me, wholesaler out in Spokane, saying like, "Hey,
they had a deal under contract."
Yeah, I said, "Let me know if you have anything in Idaho. I've got a lot of people that would like to work with Idaho stuff, and I can at least help you dispo it. Like, if I'm not interested, I'm probably sure if it's a good deal, I can find you somebody."
Yeah, I saw you send me that like screenshot or something like that, but nobody ever contacted me.
Okay,
but yeah, maybe I can call them if they haven't already sold it.
Yeah, I'll give you their number and everything.
Okay.
Anyway, I was like, my buddy loves houses on Dakota. Just joking with him because like you just got done with one, so I was like, talk to Nick Beveridge. He'll talk to you about it. So
that's true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, so go on. So you went into one, and Rathdrum wasn't exactly panning out, but that's just one example. There's tons of these
Yeah,
out there. So.
But there's so many of these houses that I would have bought. The 5 years ago, Nick would have just jumped on that just because it looks like a good deal and it's in the area. And yeah, it has foundation issues, but I can just deal with that and jack it up and blah 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 and spend whatever. No, I'm not. So I'm being way pickier now.
As you should. I think like there's an emotional and logical point of purchasing a property, and we've talked about this before. Like a lot of people buy properties on emotions, like, oh, this could be worth this.
Yeah.
Oh, this is a fix and flip. I could make a lot of money on this, but like without running any actual numbers. And then there's logic, like, okay, A to B says I will make $50,000 on this deal.
Yeah.
Is that worth my time?
Yeah, especially if it takes a year.
Right.
You can easily go 50 grand over.
Right.
So you might just break even. It's like, no. So I've been saying no to so many lately, but I'm still excited to flip more houses.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's not like me to decline so many opportunities.
So,
but
I know this is about like mental health or like mental blocks and how to get ready and how to be an entrepreneur. I do want to say like saying no to things. It's so important.
It is. Yeah.
So good on you. That's
that
like
way I can say yes to the right things.
Exactly. That's really good. And that actually frees up your time to actually, you seem like you're laser focused on this, like, okay, I know what I need.
Yep.
I need to make $120,000 for this cabin. How do I need to make it? And you're going to try to make it as quickly and efficiently as possible. It sounds like.
Right.
Good job.
Well, quickly would be good.
Mm-hmm.
Efficiently is more important.
Right.
I'm also in a position, thankfully, we're not taking a bunch of debt on this. It's all cash.
Yeah.
So I can sit on this cabin for another year if I needed to.
Sure.
Which is great for me.
Yeah, anyway, and it was seller finance to you, right? So you've got like really low payments on the lot as well.
So I'm just making lot payments.
Yeah.
That's it.
That's awesome.
And that's it may seem like a lot. It's like $1,000 a month. But in my world, it's I don't even notice it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry to sound probably a little pompous there.
No, I mean you've earned that right to sound that way, right? Because you've been doing this for 10 or 15 years. I would assume $1,000 a month isn't going to make or break you every month.
Don't even notice it.
Right. That's good.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah. Anyway, what about you? Are there any habits that you have that are definitely contributing to your success when it comes to what you invest regularly into yourself, like either the food you eat or the books that you read, or the podcasts that you listen to? What have you invested into yourself lately that you're seeing a huge return?
Yeah, I mean, as far as investing in myself, like food, I'd rate myself like a 6 out of 10. I like to eat my pizza every now and then, but for the most part, I'm doing really good on not overindulging on things.
Right.
Like I'll have a cookie and be fine. I don't need to have 20 cookies.
Yeah.
So like I feel like I'm pretty good there.
It was Halloween though.
I actually didn't do that bad. Yeah. I had a couple pieces, but
I was playing Monopoly with my daughter last night, and the bucket of Halloween candy was just right there, and ate a lot of candy.
Yeah, that's okay.
Yeah,
that's okay
because it was leg day. I had to prepare for leg day.
You got to carve up for them leg day.
Yeah.
I was gonna say like your other habits make it so the candy that you ate one time playing Monopoly with your daughter, like it's almost inconsequential at that point. But the habits I'm constantly putting good things between my ears, and not a Q-tip this time because that was not a good thing. But the books I recently listened to. What did I just finish? I just finished Chip and Joanna Gaines' book.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
What's their book about?
It was all about how they started their fix and flip business and like how it actually came to fruition and just the melding of personalities of Chip and Joanna.
Yeah.
Because Chip's like a wild card. He just kind of shoots from the hip, and Joanna's very like
organized,
very straight and organized. Yeah. And it's fun to see their chaos, how it actually like manifests and works well for them because they both use them as superpowers.
So did they actually start flipping properties together, or were they flipping? Like, I thought the show initially was they would help other people flip properties.
Yes, they started fixing their own properties. That's how it all started. They talk about it in the book how like Chip bought this houseboat sight unseen. And he thought he was like surprising Joanna, like, I bought a houseboat and like sight unseen. It's going to be great. We're going to live in it. It's going to be so fun. And he got it and there's like holes and mold and like the whole thing. He's like, I got shafted on this deal. And like Joanna was so mad.
Yeah.
But that was actually the pilot for their actual show.
Oh, really?
Their authentic banter back and forth. How Chip's just like, it's fine. We'll figure it out. And she's just like, what is there to figure out? This thing sucks.
Oh, that's funny.
Anyway, I don't typically listen to a lot of biographies in that one, but that was
Yeah.
just a fun little. I wouldn't even say that's like not nonfiction or not helpful, because there's a lot of relationship advice in there too,
Yeah.
and a lot of advice of how to just like move forward through adversity. Like things can be hard, but you can figure them out.
Yeah. Dude, the ultimate book on that. What that one guy gave us the advice to read that Shoe Dog book.
Oh, I haven't read that yet.
It was so good.
Was it?
Amazing.
I've got it.
I got to. Well, I listened to it on Audible.
Yeah,
of course. Got to
I
do it
count that
again.
as reading, by the way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was a long one, but it was good. It was like the guy's just going through torturous, business growth.
Yeah.
The whole book.
Okay.
Until eventually he's like a billionaire.
Yeah.
But it was like such a struggle to get there for decades.
Yeah. And this is the Nike book, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's the Nike founder.
Was it Jordan, the Jordan brand, that actually ended up elevating them?
No.
No.
No, it was other things before that.
Okay.
I think that really helped.
Yeah.
Because they were still not really known that well
Right.
when Jordan joined, but that was more towards that. Yeah, they didn't really get into the Jordan story at all. It was all before that.
Yeah.
But that was a great book about like kind of a biography on
Cool.
a business person.
I'll put that one in the queue for sure. Like I've got like 700 Audible books, man.
Yeah.
Every time during Black Friday comes up, I'm like, what nonfiction books are on sale for $4 that I can just snag up, right? So I'll spend $100 on books every Black Friday because they run these incredible sales. You sign up for Audible November 1st.
Yeah.
You get the free trial.
Do you have books in there that you haven't listened to yet?
Oh, tons. Yes.
Is that, if you had to guess, like a percentage of the books that you own on there, how many have you not read?
I've probably not read like 60% of them.
60%.
But I also read a lot of them. So like take that number for what it is.
Yeah.
But it's
You just have a big collection.
I just have a big collection of books. And then it's nice to have stuff for all of like, do I need self-help? Do I need discipline? Like I've got a lot of different books that cover a lot of different topics.
Yeah.
Anyway, what I'm trying to get at here is I'm constantly putting a nonfiction book in my head or in my sight.
Yeah. That's
right?
good.
Yeah. Because I think like every now and then I'll read like a fiction book or a sci-fi book and I just feel mushy.
Yeah. Yeah. You're being entertained rather than inspired.
I don't feel sharp. I feel like I'm like binge watching a show.
Yeah. It does something to my brain too. Binge watching shows where I just, it puts me in that state of momentum of not doing anything, versus, I don't feel very inspired or anything like that.
Right.
Except when I watch like a documentary or something like that. Like Arnold's documentary on Netflix was probably one of the more inspiring ones that I've seen.
Watched it. I do like Arnold though. I got a lot of respect for him.
Yeah. Yeah. And then another thing that I invest in too, other than just, podcasts and stuff regularly, food.
Yeah.
But good habits. And we spend a lot of stupid money on these little packets, these hydration packets, the LMNT, like little salt packets. I think they're like over $1 a piece.
Sure.
And it's the first thing I do when I get up in the morning. I come downstairs and I fill up this 32-ounce glass water and mix one of the salt packets. Because apparently they're the best on the market that get you hydrated and have, potassium in it and all that other stuff that your body kind of needs to get going.
You know potassium is a metal?
No.
Did you know that?
I did not know that.
Did you know calcium's a metal?
Well, so they grow in bananas too, huh? Metal bananas? Some potassium, you get them.
But like the element itself, potassium is a metal. It's a
I didn't know that.
Yeah. I learned that from No Man's Sky. No big deal.
Right on.
I got to a planet and I'm like, that's a potassium deposit.
Yeah. But anyway, we'll invest in that. And then like when I came home from the gym, like I spent $62 on protein the other day at Costco for a bag of 80 servings. And I had 2 servings of that right after the gym because it's going to help your muscles recover. And it's actually for your macros. That's 50 grams of protein off the 150 or so I need to 200. Sometimes I need 200 in a day. Depends on how much action I'm doing.
Right.
But that will, that's not the cheapest thing either to do those habits. And then eating meats and having a full, not just eating Taco Bell.
Right.
I used to, when I first got into real estate, I did not drink as much water. I drank a lot of gas station cappuccinos.
Yep.
that were
I
just
was
full of
guilty.
sugar.
Yep.
I didn't know all this, and I didn't realize how much I had so much less energy back then.
Mm-hmm.
And I did not get as much done, even though I worked my ass off. But I didn't drink enough water. I was mostly drinking these high sugar gas station coffees because I can get
Or
refills for like
sugary
50
energy
cents.
drinks. Yeah.
Yeah, for like the cappuccino machines, that
Yeah,
is
yeah.
it's just sugar coming out of it.
Yeah, it's not even coffee. It's just like sugar water.
And then I would eat either Taco Bell or Subway.
Mm-hmm.
So I looked malnourished.
Sure.
Didn't know it at the
Right.
time. And got a lot less done. Because I just didn't physically have the energy in my mind and my mindset to just do more calls and like
Right.
talk to more people and just it's amazing, these, even though we spend a lot on food and stuff, the return on investment that I get
Yeah.
to be able to do more deals. Because back then I can only do, 10 deals a year
Mm-hmm.
when I first started, and that was super hard for me.
Yeah.
And kept me super busy. Now I can do 10 deals in about 6 weeks.
Yeah.
And it's easy.
Okay.
Plenty of energy for more if I needed. Plus, and that doesn't even include flips and all the other businesses I got going on.
Yeah.
That was just being an agent. That's all I can really handle. And it was just looking back, I'm like, holy crap, I'm just thankful that I invest all the time, energy, and money into like mindset and body these days.
You know what's funny? Like you mentioned, like that protein was like $60 or $50.
Yeah,
That's not that expensive.
it's not.
And like, think about this. Like, how much?
But
How much
not-
does a pizza? How much does a pizza cost?
$10 to $20.
Yeah, 10 to 20
Yep.
bucks. So if you feed your family with, say, like 3 pizzas and some breadsticks and some wings and maybe a
Yeah.
dessert, there's like $70 right there.
True.
You know what I mean?
Plus
like,
tips,
right.
all that stuff.
It's like $50 for protein that's going to last you. I don't know how many servings that is. 30,
80.
80. Dude, that's like less than $1 a serving.
It is. But sometimes I double serve. Well, it just seems like a lot when you're going. You're just grabbing a bag
It
of
seems
protein.
like a lot because it's in one big.
Not many
thing.
people are like willing to just throw down like, dude, $63. Jeez.
Yeah.
But it is an investment, and but people will easily, buy a Red Bull or two a day and spend $6 or $7 on those. And then by the end of the month, they haven't done the calculations, but they've spent, $280 on Red Bulls.
Yep.
When you could just, maybe get this energy, this amino energy that costs $40 and it will last us a month and a half.
Well, that's what we talked about. Like when
You
I
know.
quit energy drinks, I'm like, dude, I'm doing one of these a day. At minimum $3 a day.
And I'm guilty still of drinking energy drinks. It's my bad habit. It's my smoking.
Yeah.
Here and there, and I don't do it every day.
I've been doing them every now and then. I got back into the habit a little bit, but it's definitely not every day.
Yeah.
But like I was spending almost $90, $120 a day on energy drinks, or a month on energy drinks.
I don't ever feel guilty about it unless I'm doing it, unless I'm drinking like 2 a day. If I'm getting to the point where I'm just like, it's a habit and 7 days a week, drinking 2 a day or something like that, then I start feeling horrible and my body starts shutting down and all that stuff. But if I just do an energy drink, maybe every other day or so, one, and I'll spend $3 on it, then I don't know. I feel like I'm fine.
Yeah.
Like, it's like, this is kind of like just a little, it's not something I do all the time, and it's fun.
Right.
You know what I mean? But,
I hear you,
but if you do it too much, then it just becomes a crutch.
Yeah.
Instead of, trying to make things fun by doing them less.
We walk fine lines with these vices sometimes, unfortunately. And nobody can tell you if it's too much rather than you. You know what I mean?
Your body, I think most people understand their body.
Right. I would disagree with you, actually. I think most people,
unless they have never experienced
being
in like peak shape.
Right.
Then they just don't know how good things can be.
Yeah. Because I mean, like I'm guilty of, like, you go to a gas station, there's a piece of pizza there and the hot plate or whatever. Like, that's a $4 piece of pizza. All right, fine, I'll take it. Like, whatever, right?
Yeah.
And then you're spending $20 at the gas station because you get an energy drink, a candy bar, and a piece of pizza, right? Versus like your protein that would be more beneficial for your body, or maybe like the salt package as well.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
So like, I don't think you should feel guilty. I think there's this perception that healthy food is expensive, but you should actually take a look at your food that you're not eating that's actually expensive as well.
But if you actually break it down, like, what are you spending monthly, and if you're eating it regularly, are you hitting your macro? Like we have a lot of protein bars too.
Yeah, I do a lot of
that
protein
we buy
bars.
in bulk at Costco.
Yeah.
Pound
for pound. Like I was telling Sam, because you told me this, I'm like, pound for pound, Costco energy bars are the best energy bars you can get.
Yeah.
Like,
well, and they have a lot of different types now to pick from.
The Kirkland ones.
The Kirkland ones.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Like,
Nobody competes with those stats.
Yeah. I'm like, look, like let's and we did a
and the
side by side comparison, like side by side per bar, per what you get
for the calories,
for the sugars, for the protein, and the price. Like we bought like 7 different kinds of protein bars, and I'm like, Kirkland still reigns supreme. Like there's just you can't
others others taste better.
Yeah. But Kirkland it's a pretty good. Like
but when you can get in the habit of just like, I got to eat one of these a day, and then you just throw it in your lunchbox, because it does help you with, like, for instance, your fiber. Like that thing's huge, and you want to get 30 grams of fiber a day.
I got some.
That's
fiber
half
pills.
of
I've got
that's
some
half of it right
pills.
there, and it's hard to get your fiber anywhere else unless you're eating a lot of fruits and vegetables and stuff.
Yeah.
But
when you buy the Kirkland energy bars, do you buy the cookies and cream and the peanut butter, or do you buy the?
We mix it up. We
mix it up.
We every other time every time we're getting the other box.
Yeah,
I like them both.
I feel like both of my favorite flavors come in one in each of the boxes, so I gotta buy both boxes.
Yeah.
It's really pissing.
It's funny. I'll have a favorite flavor, but then I'll eat that too much, and then it won't be my favorite anymore. And then I'll get one.
Yeah, they go in waves for sure.
Yeah,
but
they also don't stay good for long periods of time.
That's why you got to eat them quick.
Yeah, because we'll have them in the camper for like months at a time, and then they just get really hard and gross.
Oh, so you put them in your pocket for an hour? That changes everything.
Oh, okay.
I'm serious.
Yeah, melt. Yeah,
I'm dead serious. Like
no, but they'll actually like get stale.
Yeah. But they will actually like soften back up in your pocket. So it's specifically in cold weather, they get like very hard and gross.
Yeah.
Speaking of like the Kirkland energy bars, like I put one in my pocket before I go to my first shoot. I guess I'm getting ready in the morning.
You ever put it in the microwave for a little bit?
No.
That's good.
With the wrapper on?
No, not with the wrapper. You take it out of the wrapper, put it on a paper towel.
Aluminum foil? No, thank you.
Put it in the microwave for like 10 seconds.
Okay.
And then it's super soft.
Really? Okay.
And it's like a little brownie.
Nice. I'll have to try that.
I think Dylan told me about that.
Yeah. He knows the shit.
Yeah, he knows.
Yeah, he knows. Dylan knows.
Dylan,
and you got to put a little cup of water in the microwave too, so your food doesn't stale and dry out. Do you ever do that with pizza?
No. Cup of water with the pizza?
Yeah.
Nah. I'll just reheat the pizza. It's a little slimier.
It's a game changer, by the way.
Cup of water with your pizza?
Yeah.
I have to fact check this.
So what I do, speaking of healthy habits, so you know when you microwave pizza, like people are already turned off on this. Like they fucking microwave pizza. Why don't you put it in the oven? Because we don't have time.
You don't have time.
So you put the pizza in the microwave, your crust gets all hard, like really like ripped.
It can. Right? Yeah. You don't always have to eat the crust.
I'll take a little bit of water on my hand. I'll just like splash it on the pizza. Or you can put a cup of water in there with it.
Okay.
And it keeps everything nice and moist. It like pulls the water out of the water and puts it into the air, which dissipates into your crust. It's a game changer.
All right, everybody, you heard it here. Put the water in the microwave with your pizza when you reheat it.
Let's like just recap though real quick, obviously. So like, you know, obviously we tend to go off topic a little bit on these.
Rarely.
Very rarely. Stick with us here. It's all going to wrap up into a nice bow for you all. Stay consistent with your calendar.
Yeah, that's
Stay
a big
consistent
thing.
with yourself.
Uh-huh.
And just try to put good things in your body to give you the energy to be able to do way more than you thought you could do. And also just move your freaking body and get outside. Like, I think like there's a lot of
consistent with moving.
Yeah. There's just a lot of science that says like, go out and look at the sun. Like, don't stare directly at it, but like go outside.
Apparently the sun's really healthy for you.
Yeah. Go outside and do a thing. That feels really nice.
Even if it's cloudy, it's still going to get you.
Yep. The sun's like, I'll find a way.
Uh-huh.
Life finds a way.
It's coming right through those clouds and giving your skin energy.
That's right.
And then your skin gives your body energy because it's part of your body.
The sun is also like trying to murder you. Like, by the way, it's like you can have this energy.
A little bit. Everything is.
But you can...
Everything on and off this planet is trying to kill you in some fashion.
The sun's like, you know, like, yeah, have a little bit, but fuck around and find out. If you stay out here too long, by the way, like, I will melt you.
You stay underwater too long, see what happens.
Fuck around and find out. Water is really good for you until you drink way too much of it.
Oh, yeah. Drink too much, you're going to be dead. Be underwater in a bathtub too long, you're going to be dead. Stay out in the sun too long, you're going to be dead.
Yeah. Everything in moderation, folks. That's what we're trying to get at.
Buy too much real estate with too much debt, going to be dead.
Yep. You're going to be dead until you quit.
All right, guys. Thanks for sticking it out with this one. Hopefully it was helpful.
I think it was helpful.
Bye.
Thank you so much for checking out the Investor Shed podcast. If you enjoyed your time, make sure to leave a 5-star rating and review on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. Follow along on YouTube, TikTok, and Instagram at The Investor Shed for shorts and promos about each episode. Do you want to be a guest or know someone who has great real estate investing advice and stories? Reach out to us at theinvestorshed@gmail.com.